Hey everybody, welcome back. We're going to try it again here on the Austin Facer podcast. That's not the name of the show. I know you can't hear the sound if you're listening on Instagram Live. You can hear me talking though. I'm trying to figure out a way to incorporate Instagram Live into this technology. It's weird. Thank you to Colton for joining. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to talk today about how my journey home went. This is the Life of Leland podcast. My name is Austin Facer. I'm the host. This is part of the Facer Podcasting Network. Let me do this spiel really quick. Facer Podcasting Network has this podcast, Brinking Free, the Disney Channel Original Movie Podcast, as well as Podcast from a Shower, the only podcast that's recorded entirely while the host is taking a shower, who's me. You might notice we're in a completely different venue. All the shows are going to be in completely different venues now for the foreseeable future. Because I'm no longer in Florida. I flew back home to Utah last night. I'm going to talk more about that in a little bit. Colton says, "What's up, dude? Good to see you, Colton. Hope you're doing well." And by the way, if anybody else wants to comment on any of the other platforms, I'll be able to see that. I've got my little chat room here. I'm going to type a little message. "What's up, dudes?" So if you want, you can hit me up on that. So anyway. I'm obviously not where I normally film the show. I'm in what was my basement bedroom in my parents' house. This is the bedroom that I was in after I came home from my mission. Yeah, I did a mission. Imagine that. Crazy, huh? He swears and says the F word and whatnot. Yeah, well, I'll get to that maybe in a later show. But anyway, so I'm here. I'm not in Florida, and it was kind of an interesting process to get here. So everything's going to be a little different. I just want to talk a little bit about this room. I'm going to grab my phone, give my Instagram Live followers a tour. So this is my bedroom. This was my bedroom. So there are some elements of my personality that are still here. You can see I've got the Simpsons characters behind me. I won both of these characters at carnivals, at carnival games, and they're big ass plushes. They're super cool. I love them. I got Homer and Bart, the homeboys. You can see I've got a bunch of baseball hats. They completely surround the room. I've probably got about 80 baseball hats because I used to be really into collecting those. I thought they were cool. I wear a hat like every day because I'm like compulsive and insecure if I don't have a hat. But that's neither here nor there. But there are also since I don't live here anymore, there are also some weird things for storage that my parents use this room for. So like my grandma, when she died, she had all these like American Girl dolls. I don't know if you can see the in the background there, and they're just there. I guess we weren't really sure what to do with them, so that's where they are now. They're not my dolls. I don't play with them that much, if at all. So they're not my dolls. Okay, just want to get that straight. My basement at my parents' house is actually kind of cool because we have like a lot of cool sports memorabilia and like shitload of Disney memorabilia, so hopefully one day I'll give you guys a tour. The stream is still not doing very well. I can see that right now on my computer, and my computer's making this horrible whirling noise, so this is like a nightmare. But I'm happy to be home, and I want to talk about why I came home, what that process was like, getting here last night. So lately at work, just due to the coronavirus situation, we've all been working from home, and it's been crummy and lonely and really weird. I've only been in Florida for like a couple months, so I don't really know too many people there. I don't have a good support system outside of work, so I've just been incredibly lonely. Colton says I need a new fan. My friend Phoenix is saying, "Good thing there's an exit sign so I don't get lost." Yeah, otherwise I'd be jumping out the window to get out of here. Yeah, in my MacBook I got it. It's a new MacBook. That's the crummy thing. I think maybe I'll have you check it out, Colt, while I'm here. But anyway, so I don't really have a support system in Florida, and it's been like super lonely, and I'm kind of like losing my mind just chilling in my room in the place where I live. And so I was just kind of been watching the news and all that. And yesterday in Florida, they called it a stay-at-home order for the entire state, which tells me that it's only going to get worse from here in Florida. So I've just been chilling, and I have no one there as it is. and it's like, okay, I'm going to get even lonelier, and I might have the possibility of being trapped here for God knows how long. That's not very good. So I made kind of a semi-impulsive decision. I called my boss and I said, "Hey, listen, I'm gonna go crazy if I'm gonna be stuck in my room for a whole month. I gotta like see some people that I know." So I called her. I asked for her permission. She said it was cool, and I bought a ticket on the spot to fly home, and that's what I did. It was kind of an interesting thing. Like I had never even heard, like I know like rich people do it maybe, but I'm not rich at all. So, but it was kind of weird for me. I've never bought a ticket on the same day I was leaving, and it was extremely cheap. It was like just $100 for a one-way nonstop flight from Orlando to Salt Lake City. My flight left at like 9:30 Orlando time. I bought the ticket at like 5 p.m. and it was just $100. It was crazy, and so I got to the airport. I took a lift there to get to the airport, and that was kind of stressful because people have been saying that that's like kind of a big way that the virus has been transmitted. So there's not nearly as many Lyft drivers, and it was kind of an expensive Lyft ride, to tell you the truth. Um, it was like almost $30 just to get to the airport, which is like less like not that far away from my house. And so I did that. Colton says he'll check back in later. Whatever, thanks. Um, so anyway, I hope this story is going to be so boring to the very few people who are watching, but whatever. Maybe it's not. So I got to the airport and it was just super creepy. I want to switch over to this other screen here and just show you what it looked like. This is my Instagram. Let me just flip this over for my one watcher here on Instagram Live. So I got my story here, and I don't know if you can hear the sound, so I'll just do the play-by-play commentary. This is me waiting for my Uber, and I was like super cute about it. I was like, I'm nervous. I don't know if I should fly. It's scary. And so I did that kind of bullshit, content for my few followers. And then this is the airport in Orlando. My internet sucks right now. Otherwise, it would show you, like, I did kind of like a panning video of what the airport terminal looked like, and it was completely empty. Like usually that place is pretty bumping because it's Orlando. There's a ton of tourists that go there and all that kind of stuff. But it was completely empty. It was so freaky. There was no line whatsoever at security. I just walked through. Super weird. This is the airport tram to get to my terminal, get to my gate. I was the only one on that tram. So that was super weird. Usually that tram is pretty crowded too. Then this is the right at the gate. Like I said, my internet sucks right now, so it's not going to show you the video. But you can check it out on my Instagram if you'd like. And then literally there were just 4 people, or I guess I said 6 there, who were heading to Salt Lake, and it was crazy. So here's me. I did a funny thing on the plane, or at least I thought it was funny. There's a follow-up to the funny thing. And then there's the shot right there of the plane. And seriously, it was me and this family of 3 and this guy in first class. That was it. That was it for the plane. I look kind of tan in that picture. I look pretty good. I didn't realize my nose was so long though. I don't know where I got such a long nose. But anyway, so that was it for the whole flight. And it was just super eerie. I put down the armrest on my row and I laid out. I watched freaking Toy Story 2. I watched a bunch of cool movies like that. There's me when I landed. There I am. I was really off balance when I got there because it was 33 degrees, which was incredibly not the temperature in Florida when I left. So I was wearing shorts, so I waited for my lift to take me away from the airport, and it was freezing. It sucked. So, there's for those of you who don't know, I have a tattoo on my rear end of my mom's name, and if my mom's watching this later, she's gonna be either pleasantly surprised or horrified to learn this. So whatever. So anyway, if you're not following me on Instagram, and if you're following me on Instagram Live, clearly you already are following me. So anyway, if for whatever reason you're not, and somehow that's how it's going. My Instagram live video just got stopped due to a bad connection. Um, so I'm gonna start it over again. So starting. Sorry, I'm gonna start this over on Instagram live. Hi, I'm back on Instagram live. So anyway, it was a super weird experience. I've never had a traveling experience like that at all. Um, you know, it was just it was nuts. Like there were legitimately way more crew. I mean, okay, let's just think about it this way. Okay, so I paid $100 for my flight. The family of three, maybe they paid $100 each, so that's like 400 total. And then the guy who was in first class for some reason, because he's like a pompous asshole. Thank you to my cousin Jackie, who says, "Glad you're home. It's good to be home, Jackie. Hopefully we can get a drink in like maybe a few months." But anyway, um, so it was like a crazy flight experience. The guy in first class, I don't know why he felt like he had to be in first class. I mean, it would have been funny if like the rest of us joined first class just for the hell of it. I wonder how mad he would have been. He probably would have been pretty pissed. So that might have been worth it. I don't know why I didn't try that, but it was a super weird flight, super eerie. The cabin was completely dark. I mean, it was kind of relaxing to not have to sit next to like a smelly fat guy or something. Um, and just enjoy the flight experience as much as I could. I tried to take all the precautions I could. I brought these hand wipes with me, and I was using those throughout the flight. I almost touched my nose right there, but I didn't. Uh, my friend Phoenix raised a good point. Maybe he just asked to take the first class seat. I should have asked. I should have. I could have. I never sat first class. If there was ever a time in my life when I could have sat first class, that was probably it. So, damn it. Damn it, I missed the boat there. All right, bummer. Okay, but anyway, life goes on. So, and then I did like this other weird thing. I brought this handkerchief with me because I couldn't find a mask. So the idea was I was going to cover my face with this handkerchief to protect myself. And I was fully prepared to do this. I had this in my pocket after I went through security. I was ready to put it on as I was going through the gate to get on the plane. But when I got on the plane, none of the flight attendants were wearing masks. Yeah, my friend Nate Dogg Arfarf was like, "Yeah, dude, all you gotta do is ask." They probably wouldn't have cared. You're right. I should have asked. Man, that would have been great to experience what a first class seat was like. Damn it, man! I'm really mad at myself now. Ah! Oh well. But anyway, like I was saying, so I was fully prepared to get on the plane, put this on like a weirdo, and wear this the entire 4 hour and 45-minute flight. But as soon as I got on the plane, I looked at the flight attendants, and none of them were wearing masks or anything. So I was like, if these people who are on planes more than anybody aren't that concerned about the mask situation, maybe I shouldn't either. And I didn't want to look like a dork in front of one of the flight attendants. He was really handsome and cool. Um, so that was that. So, but anyway, I made it. I made it in Salt Lake about 12:30. Got home a little bit later. Another expensive Lyft ride to get home. I feel bad for the people who are doing that because I'm sure they're. Nate Doug Arfarf brings up a good point about why the flight attendants. Damn it. About why the flight attendants weren't wearing the masks. Nate Dogg Arf. Sorry, I just am restarting this because my Instagram live sucks. Nate Dogg Arfarf brought up a good point. Maybe the flight attendants weren't wearing the masks because they already have the coronavirus. So, good point, Nate Dogg Arfarf. Thanks for joining us again. Sorry that my stream keeps sucking. My parents, being kind enough to let me in their homes, didn't upgrade their internet. So, fook them, really. Fook them. Just kidding. My parents are great. But anyway, I came home and my parents were a little worried, understandably, about the coronavirus. So they laid out some conditions for me to be here. And one of the conditions is I can't wipe my nose again, and the other condition is that I have to be self-quarantined in the basement for 2 weeks. So for the next 2 weeks, I'm just chilling. I'm just doing this bullshit every once in a while, scratching my ass, letting my hair grow out, doing all kinds of fun stuff like that. My friend Nate Dog Arf Arf commented that the neighbors that live a couple streets over have the coronavirus, so it's infiltrated my neighborhood. So terrific. I'm right where I need to be, apparently. So yeah, thank you, Nate Dog Arf Arf, for bringing that up. My friend Phoenix is curious if they're leaving my dinner at the door or something, and they're actually leaving. There's no door at the top of the stairs. There's a doorway, and that's where they're leaving my food. Yeah, so I've got a mini fridge stocked with some Mountain Dew because there's no alcohol in the Facer home, and they're just leaving my dinner at the door for me. So that's gonna be my situation for the next 2 weeks. Hopefully, once I've proven to my parents that I don't have the coronavirus, they'll let me out of my cage and let me have some human contact, which would be great. Will I see any of my friends? I don't know. I hope so. I don't know. It's just kind of a weird situation right now. My friend Cade says hi. Good to see Cade. Let's check. Let's see if anybody else is on the chat. Nobody. I think I kind of like doing this on Instagram Live too. I'll have to figure out how you guys can get the sound effects on here. But anyway, yeah, so I'm just going to be confined to my basement for the next 2 weeks. Trying not to smell up the place too much with my farts and body odor. But, what can you do? And, yeah, I guess that's just how we're going to see things go. I hope everybody else is safe. I hope everybody else is doing well. This is like the weirdest effing thing ever. Who knows what's going on outside this basement? So it's kind of weird. Luckily, there's really good lighting that accentuates my corpse-like skin color. So I think this is probably going to be the studio for the Life of Leland podcast, probably for the Brinking Free podcast, and probably my stinky basement shower will be the home of podcasts from a shower for the foreseeable future. So thanks for tuning in, those of you who did. If you have any questions, let me know. It would be great to maybe have some callers call in a little bit, maybe for the next episode. If you want, you can shoot me a message if you want my number. If you want to call in, I'll take your call. We can talk here on the show live. We can talk about anything, really. So should be cool. Thanks to you for those of you tuning in. Please like, comment, subscribe. Cade wants to know what my favorite quarantine song right now is. Is that I guess I don't really understand the question completely. Is it a song about the quarantine? Is it a song that I am listening to during quarantine? If it's just a song that I listen to during quarantine, Tyler, the Creator, has a good song called Boredom that I think is very applicable to what's going on. Otherwise, I'm straight Yeezy all the time. Always Kanye, always. So, just something to get me through that is what Cade wants to know. So just whatever it is, whatever it is. A lot of Tyler, the Creator. A lot of Young Thug. My friend was telling me about this cool show on Hulu called Dave about Little Dicky's life. So I'll probably watch that and probably listen to some of his music. So just get through it, Just get through it. Like I said, I hope everybody's doing well. Like, comment, subscribe. I said that before, but I'll say it again. And yeah, stay safe, everybody. And I'll talk to you next time, maybe even tomorrow on the Life of Leland podcast. Bye-bye.